Hey y'all, welcome back to 5150 Adventures. And I figured right before I go to work I would do this intro, so hope you enjoy. How did we get from this to this?
If you ain't got loyalty, nah, you ain't got nothing. No, you ain't no friend of me.
I have been regretting driving the Denali as much as I have, and as much as I love the Denali, don't get me wrong, it's what we use for the camper. We use it for going to the track. If we have to go on long trips, that's what we use that for. And I don't want to rack up a bunch of miles. It already has a bunch, but I don't want to add any more to it that I have to. So that led me to bugging a buddy that I've been trying to grab this car from for years. And I mean 10 plus years. And ever since I got in my wreck and got my Dodge Dakota, I've been bugging this guy like, hey, I'd like to buy that car. I'd like to buy that car. And so he's, nah, I'm going to fix it up. I'm going to fix it up. Well, about 3 months ago, he told me, you know what? I need some work done on one of my vehicles. You do all that work. I'll trade you. I was like, shoot, that's a win for me. So without further ado, here is the WRX Impreza. Don't mind the plates. They're not mine. But this is it. It is not a bad car. We'll kind of go in through from the beginning and on the inside and go from there. So it's your standard 5-speed transmission. It's your standard WRX Impreza, really. And then it's got that. And then it's also got this excess port tuning. I'm going to go through that in here just 1 minute because I have not seen if there is any sort of tune on that. So we'll go through this. So it's a WRX, as you can see on there. It's 4-door. It needs paint. That's going to be one of the first things we do. Inside that cabinet right there, I have the paint for this thing. It was supposed to go for that, but I'm going to do something special with that. Especially since the turbos are here and I got some time coming up. I'm going to work on this guy's semi first. Then I'm going to work on these two right here. So you can tell it has different hood, different deck lid. Well, he traded the original one to a guy and he didn't like the wing. I'm putting a wing back on it because can't have a tuner without a wing. But then you come under here and we got it running to get it off the trailer. So it's got a turbo 2.5 liter boxer engine. It has a front mount intercooler, as you can see here. With that, the battery that used to be here is now in the trunk. Now, we tore the trunk apart so that we could get the fuel pump changed, but right there is where the battery is currently. I'm going to fix that, make it a little bit nicer, but gotta have the no fat chicks. Car will scrape. As a fat dude, kind of offensive, but whatever, who cares? So yeah, as you can tell, it needs paint. Now it was in a minor fender bender, kind of, sort of. It was him or the guy that owned it before him, I'm not sure on the technicality of it, had messed up both front fenders and the grill, but they were replaced and they were silver just like the deck lids, but he spray painted them, or somebody spray painted them black. That's all going away. It's got the stock headlights, but as you can see right here, front mount intercooler. It's got all the cool bells and whistles. Back in the day, this was one of the freaking nicest cars in the town that I grew up in. It's got some smells coming from it, from the exhaust. Bad gas, but I went and topped it off with new gas, and we're just gonna drive it until all that's out. But first, we need tires, paint, registration, insurance, and I don't know. We'll have to see what all comes up in the process. They thought that there was an oil leak because it was smoking. Well, it turns out it wasn't the oil leak. It was just all the dust and crap just melting off of it. I ain't seen no oil. I had a little bit of a coolant, but that's because we overfilled the coolant. Not a big deal. It is what it is. Better to have more than none. So we're going to continue on with this project here pretty soon. But I figured I'd dabble your fingers in on it so that we can start making plans for the next situation that we got. The next thing is we're going to crawl in here and put the key in. Now, it does stumble a little bit right about there, but the stumble is not as bad as what it was when we first got the car. You can see the stumble on the vacuum boost gauge, but another check engine light. So what we had to do to get this thing running was we had to put a fuel pump in it and a fuel filter, which we did that. Then I went to take it on a test drive and it died on me. I hooked up my Snap-on scanner, which is over here somewhere, and we found out that it was a cam position sensor. So maybe this is the other cam position sensor acting up. I'm not sure, but it is idling and running fine. It just died. It's got a little bit of misfire, but we're gonna find that out. It's all stuff that we're trying to trace down. Well, I found out why I was dying. Super simple fix. What a ding dong. This clamp was loose and the pipe was off. It blew the pipe off. So anytime it would rev up, it would throw that it needed more timing or less timing depending on how it's set up, and it would kill it. Well, it gave it the cam position sensor code. I probably didn't even need a cam position sensor, but it's running now. And it sounds really good. Goes right back down to idle like nobody's business. No problems whatsoever. It's not even smoking as bad as what it was when we got it. Sounds pretty good. Finding the problems slowly. Got to get this bad gas burnt out of here. Man, my garage smells so bad right now. Alrighty guys, and we are back here after work. And what are we going to start on? We're going to start on body work. We're going to start getting this thing all done up. Sorry that it's all zoomed in. I messed up my camera, and as far as I can get it zoomed out. So you're going to get really up close and personal with my face and the car, but it lets you see what is going on. So what we're going to do today is start sanding down on it. I'm not going to stress you the whole sit there and watch it all. I'm going to do a quick time lapse of it just so that I got something of showing what we're doing. But we're just going to start the sanding.
Rolling down the boulevard, sun hitting my shades. Oh, yeah. Riding low and slow, this vibe never fades.
Back at it this morning. They ended up giving us a day off. So what did I end up doing? Sanding some more. Last night I got everything but the bumpers done. I got a corner here to do and a corner there. Up underneath there's done. Just a little corner there and there. I got one shiny spot right there, but other than that, the whole bumper's done. Alrighty, so we got everything sanded. I'm not gonna take the bumper off because there's some sketchy stuff. I know it's gonna hold, but if I take it off, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it back on, is the problem. There's some things holding it on in a way that questionable, but I'd rather just not fight that right now. If I ever go to change the front bumper, then we'll do that. There's some homemade bracketry and stuff that's holding it. Not gonna say exactly how it's done, but I'm not gonna get into that. So I sanded it while it was on the car. I'm gonna tape off the bezel and light here and here, and then tape off the headlights because those are riveted in on the top side here and then up underneath a little bit. So I'm just gonna tape those off. I'm gonna tape the signal lights off because those are hard for me to get my big fat hands in there to do. It's just gonna be a tape job. That's all I'm gonna do. If I can't get it off, I'm gonna tape it. All right, guys, we got it all sanded out. We got our wax and grease removed. I am getting ready to put plastic on this window, that window, around the mirrors, and the front window. Then what I'm gonna do is lift the hood up and place some plastic in there so that no overspray goes down.
Palm trees swaying with the ocean as my guide. Top down riding, let the West Coast vibes collide. Corner store stops, grab a drink, it's all good. Cruising through the streets of my neighborhood. Hey yo, West Coast weather, the sun sets slow. Say what? Chilling with the homies, let that talk box glow. Barbecues and palm trees, vibe real tight. Retro beats bumping beneath the moon tonight. Cali breeze blowing, let the funk take the floor. Some so smooth, leave them shouting for more. Beach chair chilling, toes dug in the sand. With that bass line grooving, life feels so grand. Ayo, West Coast, where the sun sets gold. Cruising past the waves, feel that rhythm unfold. Beachfronts to backyard, parties in sight. Under neon skies that light up the night.
Alrighty, guys, we've been taping and taping and taping. We got it all taped off, everything we want taped off. I'm not going to worry about the wheels because I'm either going to sand this style wheel down and paint them, or just get new wheels. I have not decided yet. So, with that being said, all I have left to tape is my antenna because I kind of want to keep it chrome.
On the corner where the shadows creep, whispers of the city's secrets they keep. Underneath the street lamp steady burn, life's a game of dice, waiting your turn. City lights shine, but they never show the truths we hide, the things we don't know. Concrete jungle beats in the air. Dreams take flight, but beware, beware.
Alright, that last clip is just a glimpse of what we got going on. It'll kind of show you the general area where the stripes are going to be. And as soon as this flashes, I will get the second and then the second coat on. And then it's going to be a heavy coat because I don't want to do 3 because I got to do color over it. So if it looks good, then I'm just going to leave it at 2, but if it don't look good, then I'll put a 3rd coat on it. Then we'll just let it tack up really good in between each one for about 30 minutes. Then we'll spray, and then at that point it will sit here and dry for a couple hours, probably 1 or 2 hours. The heater in here is about 80 degrees. Then while that is drying, I'm going to tape off all the lights in the front so that we can get to the next stage. Alrighty guys, well, we're back here in the shop. I have been pushing all day. I did not make very much video today of my progress, but we got a lot done. I will tell you right now, this is probably 1,000 times better than it looked, and it's just gonna get better because we still have pinstriping to do, a wing to put on, you know, so on and so forth, everything like that. So without further ado, I haven't untaped the windows yet, but here it is. She is looking sharp. The stripe I had to do a little bit different than the rendition, but that is fine. I have a couple imperfections that I'm gonna have to fix, but that's not a big deal neither. You can see one right there, a bubble, and a couple bubbles here, but other than that, it's time to untape the body and let her dry.
Shadows creep, whispers of the city's secrets they keep. Underneath the street lamp steady burn. Life's a game of dice, waiting your turn. City lights shine, but they never show the truths we hide, the things we don't know. Concrete jungle beats in the air. Dreams take flight, but beware, beware. Tales on the subway line, lost souls searching, trying to redefine. Echoes of struggle in alleys tight, fighting for a moment under neon.
Well guys, as you saw in the time lapse, that's how you install the wing, man. It wasn't too bad. Had to do a little tappy tappy with the dead blow, but that was just because things got a little tweaked. But I'd say that looks pretty good. Did do some pinstriping on it. Did not get that on video. I'm going to fix this area right here, but I did pinstripe it myself. I am learning that is my very first time pinstriping. I got some work to do, but we did the other side as well. And like I said, I got some work to do. I did a little bit better on the back side here, but I still got to work on like my pressures. I got a little thick there and stuff like that. So, but when you learn things, you make mistakes and you get better. Alrighty guys, well, I have been working hard on the Subaru, and what we had found was a fuel leak from the injector top O-ring. So I went and got some Cometic O-rings, replaced the ones that were leaking, double checked the ones that weren't. Oddly enough, I think 2 injectors have been changed on this thing, so we just double checked everything. So I am going back together with it. As you can tell, I still have a mess here. I've got to get the intake bolts back on. I've got the injector rails back on. We need to get everything hooked back up. Vacuum lines and PCV valves lines and all that stuff. So I'm going to put you guys on a time lapse so you see me going back together with it. But stick with me as we knock this thing out.
On the corner where the shadows creep, whispers of the city, secrets they keep. Underneath the street lamp steady burn. Life's a game of dice, wait in your turn. City lights shine, but they never show the truths we hide, the things we define. Echoes of struggle in alleys tight, fighting for a moment under neon light. Corners hum with a jazzy groove. Time stands still, it's hard to move. The rhythm of life, fast and slow. Navigate the maze, let the story flow. Truth raw and unrefined. Every line's a pulse from a vivid mind.
Well guys, as you've seen it, I have gotten the Subaru back together. Now I'm going to do the first fire up, make sure we got the fuel leak fixed. If so, we'll be good. So right now we're going to do that, but I changed some things around on how certain things were angled and everything like that. Like the blow-off valve, I changed the angle that it was at because I didn't like how the hose for that was ran. I also changed how this AC line was because it was ran to the outside here and rubbing on the edge of here and then pushing this way in. So now that flows a lot better. On top of that, everything is back together and plugged in. So let's see if she will fire. In neutral and so far running pretty good. Plenty of vacuum, so I know I don't have no vacuum leaks. Fuel gauge says low. I don't get that because this had a full tank in it, but it may be just resettling. It's slowly going up. We'll let that do its thing because I know it didn't evaporate that much, for one. Two, I know the leak wasn't that bad. Well, it could have been. I did let it run for a while, so maybe we're slowly getting all the stuff out of it. So let's take a look. As you can see right there where all the fuel would normally be fueling up, there's no fuel. And let's try turning it. Let me see here. And the only thing that's left on there is from the brake clean, or not the brake clean, the lube when I put the O-ring in, got everything in there. Well guys, thank you for watching the whole video. I know it was long drawn out. I know there's a lot more time lapses than what you're used to. I hope you enjoyed the video if you made it to this point. I know I'm getting better at my editing. I'm trying my best. I want to create the best content for you guys. So please stick it out with me as I get through this little hump here. But next time you see the WRX, what we will be doing is trying to make a tune for it and making sure that we can use the V2 tuner to do so. I know Access Port has stopped supporting this device, but my buddy thinks that there's a way that we can still make our own tune, download it onto the V2, and then get it into the ECM. So we're gonna try a couple things with that. But till then, guys, you guys have a good time. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit that bell. And we will see you next time.